Welcome everybody to Spirituality Adventures. This is a short talk on how to listen, which is a key part of the podcast interviews that I do on Spirituality Adventures. Listening is an art. Learning to listen well and learning to ask good questions is something that we all need to grow in. It's a way of loving people. It's a way of showing love to your neighbor. It's a way of seeing the world. It's a way of learning something from every single person you meet. And so on Spirituality Adventures, when I do a podcast, really what I'm doing is trying to ask really good questions and then listen in such a way that I can learn and I can grow and I can help you, the listener, to learn and grow. And so here's a few great questions that you can use in your own life with people that you meet. And I encourage you to do that. Number one is, where are you born? Where are you from? It tells you a lot about people. If they were born in Ethiopia, if they were born in Kansas, if they were born in California, if they were born in England, that tells you a lot about people. The second question, what is your family of origin like? What was your family like that you grew up in? Was it loving, compassionate, permissive? Was it strict? Was it rigid? Was it dogmatic? Was it abusive? Was it dysfunctional? Those are such important questions when you're trying to understand somebody and you're trying to see the world through their eyes. A third question is really great is, what's your faith background? Did you grow up in a family of faith, a faith-based environment? If so, what was it? Was it one of the great traditions, the great faith traditions of the world, like Hinduism, Buddhism, Muslim, Jewish, Christian? Or was it agnostic, or was it atheist? Did they let you make up your own mind about it? That tells you a lot about people, because we form our belief systems at very young ages. And so what our authority figures taught us about faith and about what to believe is a part of what shapes us. And then a fourth and a fifth question that's really, really important is, what are your greatest hurts? What are your greatest pains? What are your greatest struggles? Our pains shape us. Our suffering shapes us. And then our loves. What are your greatest loves? What are your greatest passions? What makes you light up when you talk about it? Those are things that give you clues to people's hearts. You think about it, in the world that we live in today, we kind of live in our own little echo chambers. We divide ourselves against other people that we don't agree with, and then we shout at each other, and then we love to hear the voices of the people that we agree with, right? So we just sort of just make these little clusters of groups that we only agree with, and we don't know how to listen, we don't know how to understand, we don't know how to see the world through other people's eyes. And let me tell you, if you want to grow spiritually, and you want to practice like the second great commandment that Jesus talked about, loving your neighbor as yourself, then one of the things that's so important is learning to listen, learning to ask good questions. It'll expand your mind. It'll help you see the world through other people's eyes. You'll be loving your neighbor and fulfilling the great commandment. And you'll learn, you'll grow, you'll expand your own horizon. You'll expand your own spirituality as you begin to understand other people. And as you understand other people, you'll begin to love. And you'll find that it's easier to build bridges than walls. So I want to encourage you, as you join us on Spirituality Adventures, to learn to listen and grow spiritually through listening. God bless you. Thanks for joining us.